I'm 4 meteorologist Kim Adams, and it is a beautiful day. Record-breaking temps in the low 70s, but rain is on the way and slightly cooler air. We'll talk about it coming up.
Also, first and former President Trump can't be kicked off any 2024 ballots, but the other side says a key part of this case is very much alive. Here's Will Jones.
Empowering women in business, that's the purpose behind a new center here in Waterford Township.
It's been fun. I've been enjoying building this for our ladies.
How the founder's personal experiences inspired this effort.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, the U.S. Supreme Court has ruled individual states cannot kick Donald Trump off their ballots. It's a resounding victory for the former president who's running to reclaim the White House. The court's ruling was unanimous, 9-0. It reversed a decision from Colorado's highest court, which determined Trump could not serve as president under the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. That court decided Trump took part in an insurrection with his actions leading up to January 6th. But U.S. Supreme Court decision makes it clear Congress has to set the rules on how that 14th Amendment is enforced. Kimberly Gill gathering reaction to the ruling, and the former president has plenty to say.
Karen, good afternoon. We did hear from the former president just a few hours ago. The decision seemed to inspire him to attack all the legal claims against him as he faces 4 criminal trials with different charges in different courts. Today's ruling comes the day before Super Tuesday. Several states go to the polls tomorrow, including Colorado. While the court's decision came in the Colorado case, it applies, though, to every state. So it means it reverses decisions in Maine and Illinois, where Trump was also kicked off the ballot. The court decided the case on the legal question of who's allowed to enforce the 14th Amendment. It did not address whether Trump's actions rose to the level of an insurrection. The legal team representing Colorado says that's a key distinction.
A single one of the 9 justices second-guessed the decisions by the Colorado courts that Donald Trump had engaged in insurrection. And so even though it made procedural determinations that Colorado as a state couldn't enforce Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, the issue of Donald Trump's eligibility for the office of the presidency remains very much a live issue.
You cannot take somebody out of a race. The voters can take the person out of the race very quickly, but a court shouldn't be doing that, and the Supreme Court saw that very well. And I really do believe that will be a unifying factor, because while most states were thrilled to have me, there were some that didn't, and they didn't want that for political reasons.
The Supreme Court has another big case coming up related to the former president. Just last week, it agreed to hear arguments he has immunity from prosecution in the election interference case brought by the special counsel. The court will hear oral arguments the week of April 22nd. That decision keeps the trial on hold for at least a few more months, even as the 2024 election continues to move forward. So tonight at 5, we'll have more from Washington on this unprecedented combination of election and legal issues. For now, though, Karen, we'll send it back to you for more news of the day.
All right. Thank you, Kim. So what's going to happen next? We haven't heard from Governor Gretchen Whitmer on the fate of 2 Board of Trustee members at Michigan State University. It's been less than 24 hours since the board went through a big shakeup, including disciplinary actions. Board members Rima Vassar and Dennis Deno have been referred to the governor for possible removal from the board. A 66-page report discovered violations of the board's ethics policies and bylaws. Now, before last night's meeting, Vassar also resigned as board chair. The board also voted to censure Trustee Brianna Scott. We've been reaching out to the governor's office to see what happens next, but we are told she is traveling in Taiwan. The next phase of knocking down Detroit's most well-known eyesore happened today. Crews began taking down the next portion of the Packard plant. It's been sitting empty for 68 years. The city took over the land in 2022, and over the past few years, crews have been working to demolish the former automotive plant. The project should be done by the end of the year. We'll have more on what these efforts mean for Detroit tonight on Local 4 News at 5:30. Tomorrow morning, the father of the Oxford High School shooter will go on trial for involuntary manslaughter. James Crumbley saw his wife get convicted on those same charges in her trial. That was just a few weeks ago. Now he will face a new jury in Oakland County. He tried to have the trial moved, but the judge refused. Crumbley faces 4 counts, 1 for each of the students his son killed in November of 2021. Both Crumbley trials have been closely watched across the nation. Tonight, we are going to preview how this new trial will differ from Jennifer Crumbley's and what you can expect to see as the state builds its case. In-depth coverage streaming on Local 4 Plus tonight at 8. Then tomorrow morning, Christy McDonald will anchor our live stream as the trial of James Crumbley gets underway. You can see the testimony live on Local 4 Plus with recaps and updates on Local 4 as well. Get ready. Tonight's evening drive will be a little different for plenty of drivers in Macomb County thanks to some new road construction dealings. Take a look. Southbound Van Dyke Avenue just closed this morning from 18 Mile Road to M59. The eastbound and westbound ramps from Hall Road to Van Dyke are also closed. It's all part of that $16 million project on the Van Dyke Freeway, including repairs on 10 bridges. The work should take about 3 months. Let's stay in Macomb County for a live look at Mount Clemens. Another record-breaking day when it comes to temperatures. The first week of March feeling, oh, so nice out there, Kim. She joins us now with what's coming up tonight.
I don't think that Skycam shot does it justice, does it? I mean, it's really pretty outside. I think our Windsor Skycam is capturing exactly how beautiful it is outside with some blue skies and temps right now downtown in the low 70s. Howell's at 68, Pontiac and Adrian 71. Howell's at 68, a little more clouds than what they have downtown. We did break a record today. The old record was 69, set back in 1983, and we broke it. So far, 73 is the high temp, 75 downtown, 69 in Mount Clemens, low 70s in Pontiac, Lapeer, Sandusky, Ann Arbor, and Adrian all checking in at 71 degrees. It is right now 16 degrees warmer than it was at 4 o'clock yesterday, 17 degrees warmer in Mount Clemens, but showers on the way, possibly a thunderstorm and falling temps. So we'll talk about that coming up.
All right. Thank you, Kim. Not good enough. That is the message from Michigan Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib to the Biden administration, even after the vice president pushed Israel to agree to an immediate ceasefire with Hamas. Kamala Harris made those comments yesterday. She criticized Israel over the inhumane conditions in Gaza, demanded a 6-week ceasefire, the release of hostages, and a surge of humanitarian aid for Palestinians. Today, she's meeting with an Israeli war cabinet member in D.C. Earlier, Tlaib told Local 4 the Biden administration needs to take a much stronger stand.
It's very important that we need a permanent ceasefire and solution to what's happening in Palestine. The images, again, are devastating, but it's also really hard for Americans across our country to continue to see our, president and this current administration continue to provide the weapons and support.
Israel has a right to defend itself. Far too many Palestinian civilians, innocent civilians have been killed. We need to get more aid in. We need to get the hostages out. And that remains our position.
Right now, Israel is demanding a list of the surviving hostages before agreeing to any ceasefire. The vice president has also called on Hamas to get the deal done. Some women building businesses are getting a boost. It's happening over in Waterford Township. Each woman has her own dream, her own plans, but they are finding a shared home in a new business center. Will Jones spoke to the owner about how it works and how she's trying to bring more women into the fold.
This is the Women in Business Working Center in Waterford Township. The name says it all. The goal is to help female entrepreneurs succeed. Before moving into this office at the Women in Business Working Center, Sonia Gonzalez ran her non-medical senior care services company out of her own home.
How important is it to have a place like this to come and operate your business out of?
This is very important. It gives you like a space where you can actually focus on everything that you're doing.
Gonzalez is one of 8 business owners operating at the center, which aims to help female entrepreneurs get their companies off the ground. Isha Branner is the owner of the center, which opened last month in Waterford Township.
How did it come about?
3 years ago, I started a networking group that UWM allowed us to come and fellowship every month, and that grew. So I decided to find a space and become a hub.
Branner says the need is great. Female entrepreneurs face unique challenges such as lack of resources and a network. She knows that struggle all too well.
Over the last few years, I have met a lot of amazing women doing a lot of things, from taxes to making shirts, and they just don't know. They didn't have a place for them to go to like have questions. You know, like how do I do this?
There are a variety of companies housed at the center.
We have a text company that's right behind you. We have a t-shirt company. We have a lady who does resumes.
Branner says business owners can only have their offices here for a maximum of 15 months. During that time, she says she will provide them with the tools to thrive on their own. Gonzalez is thankful for the opportunity.
She opened the door for me to be able to like make it what I want.
And what has it been like for you during this process?
It's been fun. It's been fun. I've been enjoying building this for our ladies.
For Branner, this is just the beginning. She hopes to expand to more locations in Metro Detroit in the future. In Waterford Township, Will Jones, Local 4.
The Women in Business Working Center also hosts social events to allow female entrepreneurs to network with each other, looking to grow their respective businesses.